My bad. More than just your body. Let's go. We can drop our mixtape on this.
Are we good? We're good to go?
Woo!
Start broadcasting right now? Okay, cool. All right, we're on. You guys ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. All right, live from Arcadia High School, it's Bobcat TV. It's the second round of state playoffs. Jason Miller along with Mackenzie Isom and Wednesday Lewis. Wednesday making her debut on Bobcat TV. And what a great debut it would be here on a huge game in the second round. Arcadia has an elite starting pitcher and Emily Ingles, and she can bring it. You saw the pitch right there in warm-ups. It's that high riser that she likes to throw, generates a lot of strikeouts, and she's virtually unhittable. It's going to be a big challenge here for the Cats today to get on base and to wrap out base hits. And it's warm, girls. Like, we can agree on one thing, certainly.
It's a beautiful day for softball.
It's a beautiful day for softball. It's a great day if you're a reptilian, and if you like to bask in the heat with no sunscreen, this is the weather for you.
And there's little to no wind out here.
No, no wind at all.
Not going to be a factor during this game.
First pitch strike.
You're calling that one already.
Already.
Abby Dowdy, the lefty, steps into the box. There's a strike on the outside corner, so there's the low strike. And Emily Ingles will go high-low. She'll go inside-outside, and we had the pitch there in the outside corner for a strike. Good start for her.
Foul ball.
I like the approach there, though. You have Abby Dowdy going the other way, a little slap, trying to go the opposite way. It's a good approach for her. 0-2, though. She's down in the hole.
If Abby gets on right now, that'll definitely create some hype for the Cats.
Emily Ingles, in case you're wondering how good she is, 147 innings pitched, 275 strikeouts, just 22 hits in those 147 and 2/3 innings. There it was. That was the high riser on the outside corner, and Abby Dowdy goes down swinging. So a quick strikeout for Emily Ingles, and that's what she does. And Taylor Lambert now coming up, the junior center fielder for the Cats. Oh, that's a grounder to short. Took a weird hop there. And I think it will be ruled as an error on Haley Denning, the shortstop. It took a bad hop in her defense, but Taylor Lambert on base nonetheless.
This catcher has a good arm. Her throwdown during warm-ups were very accurate.
Nice Wednesday. That's the kind of insight we like to see. And Taylor is a stolen base threat there on first base.
She looks ready. That catcher is ready to throw her down.
Taylor with 20 steals on the season, 20 for 22 on the year. Oh, and there we have a hit batsman. So Kaitlyn Anderson, the sophomore left fielder, reaching base here. She takes one off the left calf, and we have a quick conference here between Mae Forshey, the catcher, and her pitcher, Emily Ingles. They seem to be pretty loose, though. I guess that's what you want to see when you're out there.
They want to be comfortable with each other so they can execute efficiently.
This is a big spot for Shae Bushey for Cienega. Third baseman, the junior, part of that state title-winning team from last year. On the season, she's batting .442 with 2 homers and 21 RBI. So she is in there in that cleanup spot. Strike on the inside corner.
2 runners on base, 1 out, and a great hitter. This is looking good so far.
It would have been even better if Abby Dowdy got on base. She's quick.
Oh, yeah.
Right, but there's still speed out there. Taylor at second is fast, and Kaitlyn at first base is fast.
Kaitlyn with a lot of softball experience under her belt.
Shae flashing bunt. Runners taking big leads off of second and first, and it's a swing and a miss.
That third baseman did a great job of running up on that bunt.
She did. Prepared for it.
That defense is covered.
So third base, Ari Abalos at third, charging in there, ready for the play. 2 strikes now on Shae Bushey. There's the riser, right? It was inside and way up in, high and tight. So 2 quick strikeouts here by Emily Ingles. And now Tori Brown steps up, the junior first baseman from Cienega with 2 runners on. Lambert reached by error. Anderson reached by hit by pitch. That one's in the dirt on the outside. Nice block there by Forshey, the catcher.
This catcher is great.
She is. She's quick reflexes there behind the dish. There's a strike on the inside corner. Umpires for today's game, we saw them in the parking lot. Jim Chavez behind the dish, and Jeff Gentry is out there in the field. Chavez, 13 years experience as an umpire. Ball outside there. May have been the curve. There's some break on that pitch. Going right to left. In case you're wondering, Emily Ingles is a right-handed pitcher. Cienega's starting pitcher, Anicela Parra, is right-handed as well. So 2 righties dueling it out today. Round 2 of the state playoffs. There's the rise, right? And it's so hard. It looks so good for the hitter because it's coming in kind of waist high, and that ball continues to elevate as it crosses the plate. Very tough to get any contact on it, and all these batters have had a tough time with the riser here in the first. There it is again. And just like that, Emily Ingles gets in a little bit of trouble, and she strikes her way out of it, striking out the side. She got Abby Dowdy, the first batter, then Shae Bushey and Tori Brown, the 4 and 5 batters, to get out of a bit of a jam here in the first inning. And she is as advertised coming into the game with all of her superlatives and all the stats that she has behind her, with 275 strikeouts coming in on the season. And we saw 3 there in the first inning.
At least they're going down swinging, though. That's for sure.
True, and you wonder, right? So the Cats were trying to do something there by trying to generate some offense by trying to lay down a bunt. Difficult to do. The ball's constantly moving, and it's constantly elevating and rising.
Right.
On the year, Emily, a 9.5 strikeout to walk ratio, which is just ridiculous. I mean, there's really no comparable that I can have for her. Maybe Sandy Koufax in his Cy Young days, or Walter Johnson at the beginning of the 20th century. Or even Cy Young, right? So it's hard to find somebody who's comparable. CDO had a pitcher. Oh, and of course the name is eluding me when I really need to remember that name. I'm sure it'll come back to me in like an inning or so. So what do you girls think here? We have a half inning in the books.
I think it's going to be interesting to see how Cienega's sophomore pitcher matches up to Arcadia's senior pitcher, seeing as she's an elite, it's clear to see, striking people out, only allowing 1 walk in that first half.
Right. Both are great teams. None are showing fear, so this will be a great game.
And Arcadia with the home field advantage, definitely use that to their advantage.
Anicela Parra is a converted pitcher. She was not a pitcher entering this season. She did some pitching in club ball and JV last year. She was the primary pitcher as a freshman, now as a sophomore here on the biggest stage, making her 2nd postseason start, and she starts off with 2 balls up. So the leadoff batter here for Arcadia is Haley Denning, the shortstop, and Haley coming in with a .691 batting average, 11 RBI, and 52 runs scored. So she is the prototypical leadoff batter. Fouls that one off, third base side behind the dugout, 2-1. Anicela Parra in her first playoff game on Saturday against Skyline, 14 strikeouts, a complete game. Nice catch there by Shae Bushey. It was a flare to third base, and she had to just lift her glove up right above her head and make the catch. So it was a line drive, but a soft line drive, and a quick out here for Ani Parra. So I'm trying to keep a book here today, girls, and see if I can keep my books in check here. I was not an accounting major, but I'm going to try my best here. And And I don't know if it's Regan Kerr or Reagan Kerr. I didn't hear the name pronounced on the public address.
Give Sanders.
Ooh, that pitch high and tight, and it hit Kerr on the right forearm, and she shook that off, no problem.
Easy base right there.
Exactly. So a hit by pitch. We had a wild pitch or a hit batsman in the top of the first, and then we have one in the bottom of the first inning. So maybe a little bit of jitters here, and you understand, given the magnitude of the game, that these players might be a little bit antsy coming into round two. It's do or die. You have to win to advance, and the winner goes on to the next round, round 3, and pool play. And then we have Kelly Flynn here, the center fielder, and she is very uptight on the plate. So Flynn batting .505 on the year, 2 homers, 32 RBI, 47 runs. She's a center fielder, the sophomore. And right up on the plate, so no room for margin here. And a little bit high on that one. So
She almost went for that one.
yeah, Parra kind of like takes a bit of a turn here, looks out toward the outfield. Disbelievingly, she thought that was a strike, and it was close, no doubt. It was across the plate, maybe up a little. And then she gets one on the outside corner, so I think that was the curveball. So she loves to throw that curveball. It breaks right to left. So for a right-handed batter, it starts inside, and it breaks out across the dish. So 2-1 here, the count against Kelly Flynn. Regan Kerr on first base. That ball is low inside. 3-1 count. So a very difficult situation now Parra has placed herself into here.
This batter's got to be picky now. This is almost an easy base for her, which will put 2 runners on.
Right. I think she'll be very selective.
There it is.
Great.
Full count.
Nice pitch outside part of the plate. But I think she was taken all the way.
This is very stressful as a batter.
Thing about Sydney Kratzert, she likes to hold and try and flirt with that strike line, ball line, to try and trick the umpire on several occasions.
This one's going to flare into center field. And Taylor Lambert, the superlative center fielder, comes in and makes a basket catch. So 2 outs. Of course, she had that magnificent diving catch last year in the state title game against Sal Point. And that's a highlight reel catch. So Taylor calming things down there. It was a bit of a flare right to center field. And 2 outs now as Morgan Ash steps up, the left-handed first baseman. 448 on the year, 3 homers, 42 RBI, 25 runs. This lineup is stacked with hitters. Pitch on the outside, that was on the inside chalk there for the right-handed batter, so off the plate by a couple of inches. And Parra here struggling a little bit to find that strike zone. Same place. That was a little bit closer to the outside edge of the plate. And we're stationed about, well, we're at the top row here of the bleachers at Arcadia Stadium here. Titan softball field. It's a beautiful campus, and we want to thank Kevin Mooney, the athletic director, for all of his hospitality. That one's fouled off behind the third base side, goes over to the baseball field. Beautiful campus here. 2-2 count now against Morgan Ash. Or is it 2-1? Is it just 1 strike?
2 balls, 1 strike.
Okay, 2-1 count. Outside. Oh, right. So 3-1 now. The 3 balls that Parra has thrown have all been outside. And she threw her own rise there. Ash was jumping on that, so she got the green light there by Jason Foster, the head coach here. So successful at Arcadia as the head coach. Parra unveiling her rise ball here. Full count, 2 outs. And a grounder to short. Handled nicely by Kenzie Carson, the freshman shortstop. So a nice inning there for Parra because she seemed to be struggling in the bottom of the first. You have a great lineup there. And now maybe Cienega can settle down a little bit. And I would say the same for Arcadia. Maybe they can settle down a little bit too here and just play softball. There's so much anticipation.
Not to overthink.
Exactly. Just play the game. And we're looking at just superior athletes here on both teams.
Definitely a pretty evenly matched team.
Super successful. Arcadia is the 5 seed, so they're 28-4 on the season.
This will definitely be a low-scoring game.
And Cienega on the year is 18-14, so there's a bit of a disparity here when we look at the records, the one-loss records. And when you look at Arcadia here in Division II, Section 3, they have a difficult strength of schedule as well. Cienega has played a tough schedule, particularly when you look at their tournaments that they've played in. Oh, and I just thought of the pitcher from CDO. Kenzie Fowler was a great pitcher for CDO. I think I'm an early Alzheimer's candidate. Sadly, I'm going to start doing more crossword puzzles and drinking my B12 vitamins. But anyway, Kenzie Fowler was a great
we'll stop
pitcher.
by Fry's on the way home.
Thank you for CDO. And then she went on to the University of Arizona, and she took the U of A to the World Series, the Collegiate World Series, as a freshman pitcher. And then she had numerous injury problems. But she was a superb pitcher that led CDO to multiple state titles, about 6 or 7 years ago. So that's who I'm comparing Emily Ingles to, at least statistically.
Easy base.
Well, she just plunked Cienega's batter, Miranda Carley. So
That's 2 for her.
So Carley's on base. You can have that one. That has a starting lineup too, Kenz.
Thank you.
So hit by pitch. And Miranda Carley is on first. Carley had a nice game on Saturday. She hit one off the base of the wall in left center field. And now Micaela Barber, the second baseman, comes up, lays down a bunt. Nice catch by the first baseman, Morgan Ash, who sprawled out diving to get that popped bunt.
Not afraid to get a little down and dirty.
You have to make those plays during these kind of games.
Definitely. Being a playoff game, there's enough pressure.
Great play by Ash and a nice lift here. The home fans certainly appreciating that. Kenzie Carson, the freshman, the only freshman starting for Cienega coming up here, the left-handed batter. She watches one go low and outside. Boy, Mae Forshey is all over it behind home plate. She has cat-like reflexes,
Right.
and she's just handling everything that goes in the dirt, outside, or wherever it goes.
Both teams have great catchers.
Oh, nice bunt, and it goes foul. So Carson trying to drop the bunt down there. And you see Tathan loves to get runners in motion, and he likes to produce runs and manufacture them. So Carson did a nice job there laying down the bunt. It just went foul, about 5 feet down the line. And the third baseman, Aria Balos, was smart to grab that one while it was in foul territory. So 1-1 count here against Carson. And she swings and misses at a fastball in the outside corner. 1-2. You would think that Cienega would need to do something, put runners in motion, try to steal bases to upset the rhythm of Emily Ingles.
That's why Coach Tathan was trying to enforce the bunt.
For sure. Grounder back to the pitcher. She throws to first, no problem. Carley advances to second base. And that brings up Sydney Kratzert. So Sydney is a nice hitter. On the year, she's batting .359, 5 home runs, 14 runs batted in. Senior. I want to say she's slated to go to Ithaca, but there's some other school in New York that she has a full ride scholarship to play softball at. Big spot for her here with a runner in scoring position. She fouls that one off. It was the riser. She got a piece of it. And you can tell that she was a little frustrated at herself. She thought she could have squared up a little bit more solid contact on that hit on the top of the backstop.
Very powerful hitter, she is.
Ingles outside. Ingles primarily a rise ball pitcher. She has a full ride scholarship to go to Southern Illinois to pitch on their softball team. And she gets the low strike there, so maybe the drop. And now a 1 and 2 count. Sydney Kratzert, one of 2 seniors on the Cienega team. Micaela Barber, the second baseman, the other one. Inside pitch, grounded to third. It goes through the legs. And a nice heads-up slide there by Miranda Carley to get under the tag. So the
Carley's
short... Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
Carly's a great base runner. She was up and ready to go home if needed.
So the ball went through Ari Abalos, and then Haley Denning, the shortstop, was there and very alertly slid over and almost dropped the tag down. But good heads-up base running by Carly to slide into third base. Otherwise, should have been tagged out.
She had great recovery time. She was slid in, popped up, ready
Right.
to go. She's like, I'm at third, ready to go home.
So I'm scoring my own book here. I'm going to call that E5. So an error on the third baseman, Ari Abalos. Kratzert's at first, Carly's at third. And now the lineup resets here as Abby Dowdy comes to the plate. And Abby, a .450 hitter, 5 home runs, 23 runs batted in. She has the highest slugging percentage on the team. So she is a deceptively powerful batter, the sophomore.
Abby just needs to get it in a little gap, and she's got the first run in.
Slugging .830 on the year, which is a great slugging percentage. So a big moment here. Rise ball is up and away. Oh! So it was a stolen base. The throw is too high, and that allows Miranda Carley to score a base. So Kratzert was out to dry if the throw was a little bit lower, and she actually put on the brakes and tried to slow down to allow that run to score. The errant throw went into the outfield, allowing Miranda Carley to score a run.
These little slip-ups could cost them the game. Being this a low scoring, well, it's only second inning, but
Great running by the Cats.
For sure, but every moment here matters, and every play is magnified. So that's a big break for Cienega. And the throw, I'm just going to say it got away from Mae Forshey. She's a great catcher, a great throwing catcher. And maybe she just lost the grip on that one, and it sailed over second base. So no chance for Regan Kerr to grab that one. And now Taylor Lambert comes up. Or sorry, Abby Dowdy's still up. So Abby's still up. All right, so 0-1. 1-1 count against Abby. First pitch is the ball. That was a swinging strike. Swing and a miss. And then I have to say, for Cienega, they have their courtesy runner. And that is Ayana Puglia. And she's got lightning speed. So a base hit to center. Puglia rounding third, coming home. A high throw, and she slides in safely. Abby Dowdy is now caught in a pickle between third and second, and she's tagged out. So another run. And it was Ayana Puglia, who, as Coach Tatham says, is fast as lightning, pinch running, flying from second base, advancing, and it was a high throw, but then Abby Dowdy too aggressively trying to take an extra base, and she was caught in the rundown.
great hits behind the pocket, right there at center field.
Right, that just brought a lot of momentum to the Cats, and you know what happens when players get momentum? It's almost like they're invincible. They throw harder, they bat better, so.
They definitely have a different mindset
Right.
than they did coming into the game, at least.
I'm going to thank our sponsors quickly here. Today's game is brought to you by Eris Family Dental, Pizza Hut, Dr. Tyan Dean with the Sports Institute of Tucson, Walker Family Medicine, Lieber Orthodontics, the Vale Family Dentistry with Dr. Donnelly, Momentum Physical Therapy, Aaron Wilson with the Keller Williams Real Estate Team, Chapman Honda, the Hopman Group, CrossFit Lanista with Brandon Lopez, Renell Cox from Tierra Antigua Realty, United Community Health Center, Hamstra Heating and Cooling, Nova Home Loans, Rich Hillman, Nova Financial, Jeff Daniels. The starting lineup sponsor is State Farm. The local friendly State Farm agent is Jeff Knoll for all of your insurance needs. contact Jeff Knoll like a good neighbor. State Farm is there. And C2G, Cienega High School, is committed to graduate. Joe and Jan Grossi with Jostens of Southern Arizona are here to help you with all of your commencement, graduation, cap and gown needs. They are C2G. All right, so here we are, bottom of the second inning. And Mae Forshey, her first at bat, and she takes a strike. .363 batting average. She fouls that one off.
Into the parking lot.
On the right base side. CEJ, that's why I didn't want to park over there. That's foul ball central.
Exactly.
I don't want that Vail School District Dan getting its windows knocked out or a light dinged off. Forshey, 363 on the year, 2 homers, 32 RBIs, 22 runs scored. She's a sophomore. Outside, I like how Sydney Kratzert trying to frame that.
Great
so,
framework.
So dramatically, so.
She knows how to
That
sell
sells,
it.
yeah.
She knows how to
That
sell
does,
it.
right?
Yeah, it works. Great catcher.
I caught up with her before this game. Wished her luck on this game, and she played great on Saturday.
Let's count.
2-2. That's a 2-2 count. The bottom of the second inning. Cienega's up 2-0. Deuces wild here. Forshey fouls it off. A lucky fan might catch that one. Oh, and just inside the dugout. Kratzert had a chance at it, but couldn't quite corral it. Would have been a big out there. Looking at the number 5 hitter. Arcadia, the white uniforms with red trim and the navy numbers, so red, white, and blue. We have a time here from the home plate umpire. Parra threw a pitch. It looked like it was that curveball that went outside. So an extra pitch there. And the umpire chiding Parra to pay attention to his instructions. See if Ani can bounce back from that. Looks like a drop ball there, so she's mixing it up a little bit. She's thrown the riser, which we didn't see much on Saturday. A drop ball, the curveball we saw in spades on Saturday.
And if you think about it, they probably only had one practice between their game on Saturday and their game on today, on Tuesday.
Right, Monday. It was a Monday practice. I'm sure coaches were watching film on Sunday.
Definitely.
Great at bat here by Mae Forshey.
She is staying alive.
And on a hot day like this, with temperatures in the mid to upper 90s, it's just benefiting Arcadia here to put Parra through the ringer and to really stress and tax her out.
Well, on the bright side, we're all going to have killer tans.
Or sunburns, in my case. Right center field, Abby Dowdy corrals it in the gap there. She's got blazing speed. Nice catch by Abby. Alexis Harger coming up, 329 on the year. 2 doubles, 20 RBI, 20 runs scored. She's a senior, and she's the left fielder. So a couple of seniors on this Arcadia team. Macy Bellamak, the right fielder, is a senior. Harger is a senior at left. And Ingles, the pitcher, is a senior. And then a lot of sophomores. Curveball outside corner to Harger. That's in our neighborhood here. Nice catch by a fan. It fouled off of the top of the backstop, and the fan with his left hand, about 4 rows up, making a nice grab. And he tosses that to another parent here who's going to throw that one maybe to the team. They have to recycle these softballs.
Everybody has a budget.
Yeah, exactly. You wonder what the budget is for just softballs, like for the year, like $1,000. I don't know, hundreds of dollars.
And then every individual player has to chip in to pay for gear.
Right. I
Food.
guess meal money, right? Traveling expenses.
Gas, everything.
Well, there's the drop. So and it was a dropped strike there. Kratzert throwing down to first base to Tori Brown. And 2 quick outs here.
Great awareness by the Cats.
Right, by Sydney to pick that up and throw to first.
Right.
So Wednesday, you're a sophomore. Kenzie, you're a sophomore. We have a sophomore pitcher on the mound. And Wednesday, you know how difficult it is to play a playoff game as a basketball player, as the point guard of the girls' basketball team. How tough is it to travel and to play on the road in a hostile situation?
I mean, it is hard. You know, people fall asleep and you wake up drowsy, and you know, the home team always has their big crowd. You might not always have a crowd, but it's just, in the end, it's all about your team and what you bring out there. So I think if you rely on each other.
That's enough, usually.
Right.
Quick throw there from shortstop, and Kenzie Carson gets the play. So 6-3, and a 1-2-3 inning for Parra, who is pitching very well here to open things up. That's got to be encouraging for Cienega. Making the trip out here. There are a couple of parents spectating here, fans from Cienega that have made the trip. Bobcat TV's here, and then the girls on the team with their coaches. Like, that's it.
As long as mom shows up.
Yeah, as long as mom shows up, and hopefully mom brought some Gatorade or some ice water, maybe some sunscreen, something.
This is all gibberish.
These are just
Okay, here we are in the 3rd inning, the top of the 3rd. Taylor Lambert takes a called strike.
pretty sure Kaitlyn Anderson plays switch. She's inverse when it comes to hitting.
Oh, switch hitter?
Yeah, 99.9% sure. A little off the top of her bat. Be a 2-1. 1-2 count. Cienega dugout being pretty vocal this game.
There's a rise, 2-2. So Ingles trying to get Lambert to chase. If you've seen it a couple of times, it might make it a little bit easier to lay off of it. It's easier said than done. Fouls that one off behind the third baseline over into the baseball field. The baseball field about, we'll call it 30 yards between the left field fence of softball and the right field fence in baseball. We're connected? Attaboy. All right, well, looks like we're connected now. So sorry for technical difficulties. Taylor Lambert, a ripped base hit to right center field. Takes a big turn and holds up at first base. So we are on the top of the third inning here from Arcadia High School. Cienega has a 2-0 lead over the Titans. Quick scoring summary for you. All the scoring happened in the second inning. It was Miranda Carley starting off with a hit by pitch. She advanced to second base on a ground out, and then it was Sydney Kratzert with an error advancing and scoring. And then Abby Dowdy with an RBI single. Well, it's a double, actually, and she was nailed trying to stretch it into a triple.
Kaitlyn Anderson switching sides.
So Kaitlyn Anderson now batting right-handed. She batted lefty the first time up.
Yes.
And she tries to square a bunt down. It goes foul towards the first base side. Lambert at first has blazing speed. The top of the lineup does. Abby Dowdy, Taylor Lambert, and Kaitlyn Anderson all have wheels. And they like to steal, and they don't mind stealing third base if they have an inkling to do so. So Kaitlyn here, the left fielder, in the 3 spot. She goes chasing that rise.
Good cut. Pulled her head. Looking over the fence.
It just looks so appetizing because it's coming across waist high, and then it continues to lift. Emily Ingles, 275 strikeouts in 149 innings pitched. It's ridiculous. Flare to right field. The right fielder makes the catch. Doubles off Lambert, who strayed way off of first base. So a double play.
Number 9, Shae Bushey up to bat for the Cats.
She struck out her first time up, and she went swinging on that rise that Emily Ingles throws. There's the drop on the inside corner and a called strike. So an uncharacteristic mistake there, base running by Taylor Lambert, who strayed way off of first base. So just a lazy fly ball to right field. That rise gets away from Ingles. She has a 9.5 to 1 strikeout to walk ratio. So she strikes out 9.5 batters to every batter that she walks. And in 147 innings pitched, she's only given up 22 hits. That pitch is outside. And their catcher was trying to frame it. Mae Forshey trying to frame it for the umpire to call a strike, but he wasn't biting for that one. A little bit too far outside.
Definitely a little too far outside.
Oh, base hit to left field. Shae Bushey turned that one over.
Just inside the foul line.
Great hit.
Nice piece of hitting by her. So a sharp single. So the Cats do have a couple of, well, 2 singles and a double here today. So they're having more success against the great Emily Ingles than most teams typically have. Tori Brown coming up, she struck out her first time in the first inning. Fastball in the outside corner called strike. And you could see that Tori she had an inkling to chase that one. It was the rise, and she let it go. It was called the ball there. It was over the plate, but high. Foul ball. Nice pitch by Ingles. It was either the curveball or a bit of like a cutter that like broke over to the outside part of the plate, and Tori Brown goes down swinging. And for strikeouts, that is the 4th strikeout to Emily Ingles' ledger here today. So after 2.5 innings, Cienega has a 2-0 lead. All right, so we missed, apparently we had some technical problems that precluded us from getting on and people connected. But now since they're on here, Jason Miller, along with Mackenzie Isom and Wednesday Lewis. Girls, what have you seen here so far? What are your early observations?
Just a pretty evenly matched up game. I mean, each team not letting the other get an advantage, but Cienega's been able to score due to some errors in the infield.
Right.
What about you, Wednesday?
I agree. I mean, Cienega's definitely rattled the bats. And they both have great catchers, great pitchers. It's going to be a great game.
So we're in the middle of it. That quick refreshment was brought to you by Gatorade. Citrus Cooler, it's Michael Jordan's favorite flavor from back in the day. They brought it back as a retro flavor. And I have to say, in 95 degrees, it tastes better than on a 75-degree day. It just goes down a little bit more smoothly. So here we go into the bottom of the third inning. Macy Bellamak, the right fielder, one of 3 seniors on this team. Alexis Harger and Emily Ingles, the pitcher, are the other 2 seniors. Parra, the sophomore, deals a strike on the outside corner. I have to say, Parra is extremely confident. Talking to her after the game on Saturday, she exudes confidence. She's an intimidating figure there on the mound, imposing. Tries her own rise, that's up and away. Good
you
eye.
have to be confident. You're not going to make it at this level.
Right, exactly. If you're not confident, you'll be eaten alive.
Especially during playoff time. It's key.
The bigger the game. Macy Bellamak on the year, 197 batting average, 13 runs batted in, 16 runs, and a generous strike there on the outside, a little bit low and outside. And you hear the fans letting Mr. Chavez, the home plate umpire, Jim Chavez, know that they thought that was low and away. Well, there's one down the middle and maybe a shade high, so the umpire certainly hearing, and how can you not hear the crowd? They're right behind you. So that was a closer pitch, but a makeup call certainly right away there by Jim Chavez, the home plate umpire. So a 2-2 count here, a bottom of the third.
He also explained himself. A lot of umpires would just ignore the crowd and not give him satisfaction that they wanted, but he explained himself and said, this is what I'm ruling.
Right.
It is what it is.
Well, they're in charge. I mean, just like the pitcher has to be confident or they'll be eaten alive, the umpire has to show confidence and be authoritative and assertive, or they will be eaten alive as well. Up and away, and a drawn walk there by Macy Bellamak. Macy, in case you're wondering, on the year, 4 for 4 in stolen bases. So she's got some speed as a team coming in, 67 for 68 on steals. So highly efficient running the bases. Oh, that's close. So it was a swinging bunt missed, and it was a throwdown from catcher Kratzert to Tori Brown trying to get Macy Bellamak, who had strayed off of first base. It was a very close play.
It was a close call. I believe it could be called either way.
I think she was back in. It was close.
Cienega fans were definitely questioning that call.
Umpire a little bit out of position, but it's tough because he has to.
He's on the backside of the runner.
It's hard to call that, and he's pretty much where the second baseman would play if the second baseman were
and
shaded.
He's got to watch everything out there.
Exactly.
He got so much terrain to cover.
That's a lot of coverage there, so they're usually looking at a distance of about 10 or 15 yards away. And you wonder if Parra here affected by it as she throws up and away.
Sydney Kratzert just looking to get that runner out at first. Caught it back.
She's so good at that snap throw down to first base. Jessie Allen is the designated player. The junior number 10 batting .339. And it was weird. She kind of did a little pirouette, but the ball was like at her feet, so she was trying to avoid getting hit there by the ball.
Good snag by Sydney.
And a nice grab by Sydney Kratzert. The runner could have advanced if it had gotten away from her. Foul ball here. Second baseman Micaela Barber makes the catch. Haley Denning, the shortstop. So she had a flare of a line drive to third base her first time up. She's batting .691 on the year, 30 steals. She's 30 for 31 on stolen bases, so you want to keep her off the base paths. Pitch gets up and away. It's a wild pitch, and that allows Bellamak to go to second base. And with one out here, Sydney Kratzert will go out to the pitcher's mound, have a little conversation with Parra. What's she saying to her?
I believe she's just touched her arm, like, you need to calm down, you got to get this together. This is also the pitcher's first real time being in a playoff. This is her first season up on varsity. Starting pitcher as a sophomore.
Converted pitcher.
Yeah,
so.
converted.
Right, so not a lot of big innings experience. She was in some trouble in that first inning, and she wriggled her way out of it. Now she's in a bit of a jam here in the third. Bunt laid down nicely to pitcher, and no chance there.
Oh.
And now the runner will advance to second base. A late throw gets into the outfield. And there's nobody in center field to back this one up, and the runner will come all the way around the bases to score. So just like that, Haley Denning flashes the wheels. It was we'll call it a base hit on the bunt, and there was no chance to get Bellamak at third, nor was there a chance to get Denning at first. So Denning wisely advanced to second base. There was a late cover over there. Parra with a late throw, and it got away. Lambert had come in to take second base, and there was nobody in the outfield. So Denning, a speedster, just wheeled around the bases and scored the tying run.
Right, I think that is so surprising because all game, Cienega's had great communication. Like even during that pop fly, Abby right field was like, I got your back. So
Just a little miscommunication, but it cost them. Now tied.
Wow.
that was a big play.
Definitely huge game changer.
And that ball skipped through the dirt. It took about 3 skips. Think about that inning. It was a walk to Bellamak, then a wild pitch advancing her to second. The error on the throw on the bunt single by Denning, and both runs scored. So we talked about nerves, we talked about stress and high leverage. Well, this is it.
Right.
Pitch on the outside corner.
That looked good to me.
Is called a ball, so it's 2-0. So now Parra getting squeezed a little bit by the home plate umpire. Pitch fouled away. It was an outside fastball. Regan Kerr fouls that one off the second baseman. Regan, thank you. It's Regan Kerr, the sophomore, batting .455. 38 runs batted in and 41 runs on the year. In the crouch is the left-handed batter. Swing and a miss. Inside fastball, so 2-2.
I think Stella Parra just needs to gather herself right now.
She does.
Right.
She needs to get out of this inning with no more. I would say no more base runners. It's too much stress putting on her psychologically here, and certainly physically with the heat.
I don't see anybody warming up for
No.
the Cienega to come in for her.
Yeah, this is Parra's game for sure.
She played all game Saturday too, right?
She did. She pitched the full 7 innings. And Parra nodding her head, yes.
I think that definitely brought a little more.
A little bit confidence booster.
Regan Kerr, strikeout looking, the second strikeout for Parra. I think she's kind of a player that thrives on energy and emotion, and she will generate that by herself. So
Right.
demonstrative on the mound and nodding her head, yes, like she's back in here. She throws one down and low into the dirt. Kelly Flynn, the center fielder, the number 3 hitter in the lineup. She's batting .505 on the year with 2 homers and 32 runs batted in. Very, very difficult lineup here when you look at Arcadia, these Titans. 28-4 on the season, the number 5 seed in the tournament. Fly ball to center field. Taylor Lambert is camped under it, makes the catch, and the Cats end the inning, but not before Arcadia strikes back and ties the game with 2 runs on a wild inning. It was Bellamak scoring the first, a walk, a wild pitch, advancing on the errant throw to center field, and Haley Denning, the great shortstop, flying around the bases, scoring the second run. After 3, we're deadlocked at 2. I suppose we could take a break. We could take a quick commercial
I'm
break.
almost speechless. This is a great game.
Well, there's so much energy here, right? And it's just like you knew the magnitude of the game. You knew coming in.
And that one play that changed it all.
Exactly, right? And think about the errors that we've seen here. We've seen two fielding errors by Arcadia. We have an error on the third baseman, an error on the shortstop. For Cienega, we have a throwing error on the pitcher. And I guess that's the only fielding error, but there was a base running mistake by Taylor Lambert in the top of the third inning. And also a base running mistake by Abby Dowdy as she tried to stretch a double into a triple.
Right.
So some loose base running on the wheels here on the bases by the Cats have gotten them into some trouble.
Although you have to let go of those plays, it is so hard to just forget about like the tying runs and what the errors that just happened.
Right.
So that'll stick with you.
Okay, so Dennis McMurray, our crack camera operator and one of our Bobcat TV stalwarts, giving us the note here. Miranda Carley, the designated player who is up at bat. It is her birthday today. So happy birthday to Miranda as she takes a strike here. She was hit by a pitch in her first at bat. I don't think that was a birthday present she was looking for. From Emery.
Free base, there's your present.
Well, I guess it's a free. You can look at it the bright side. That's optimism.
Right.
I like that. Drop ball there by
Happy
Emily
birthday
Ingles.
from Arcadia.
So 1-2. Ingles with a .62 earned run average, 27-2 record on the year. Pitch way outside. But I like how she's working the zone, inside, outside, up and down, working all quadrants of the plate and changing speeds as she does it. You can see how good she is out here today. 2-2. Carly a flare to third. It gets through. Just out of the reach of the third baseman, Ari Abalos.
Sounded like it hit her handle.
It may have flicked off the glove there a little bit. It wasn't a sharply hit line drive, but Carly will take that. Micaela Barber, the second baseman, coming up here for Cienega. Drop ball is a strike called.
Catcher looking to scare the runner on first.
Right.
Carly was the first run in, correct?
She was the first run to score for Cienega, yes, in the
So
second inning.
Yeah, she's a great base runner.
Yep, she's got good wheels. And you can see her alertly there, taking her lead off of first base. Micaela Barber, the senior, 225 on the year. She did have a nice hit last game. It was a opposite field hit. That one is low and inside, and she picks up her left foot so she doesn't get hit with that one. 2-1 count. Eric Tatham, the head coach, also the third base coach, flashing signs to the batter, and Carly at first, Miranda Carly at first. 2-1 count here. That one's in the dirt outside. So Micaela Barber selective here at the plate. A 3-1 count.
She has a little leeway with what she swings at.
And that's a nice grounder. Nice diving stop by the second baseman, Regan Kerr. But no chance there to get Miranda Carly, who does run the bases very nicely. So it'll be a base hit up the middle by Micaela Barber. Carly advancing to second. And Kenzie Carson, the shortstop, the freshman, coming up to bat. Kenzie batting .385 on the year with a pair of RBI. 7 runs scored. The freshman is in there for her glove. She is a wizard at shortstop defensively.
Especially being able to recognize by Coach Tatham, skill-wise, to be a freshman put up on varsity.
Right. Oh, the bunt. A nice bunt. Throw to first to make the play. Both runners advance to second and third. So a nice sacrifice bunt there by Carson.
Bases full.
The sacrifice will be, if you're scoring at home, it'll be 5-3, third to first. Carly's at third base, and Barber is at second base, and Sydney Kratzert coming up here
Single base hit could put the Cats in the lead right here.
True, a single base hit might be able to score 2 runs.
Right.
Because Barber runs well at second base as well. So another high leverage situation here for Emily Ingles. Gets a strike on the outside corner. So I missed something here. There was not an out that was called at first base, right? Because we have runners at first, second, and third.
No, she was off the bag. She was way off the bag.
So she was off the bag. Okay.
Yeah, there was someone on the bag.
Sydney turning on that one and pulls it foul. She rips it about 10 feet foul down the third base line, and Tatham is giving her some emphasis there with the fist and encouraging her. He likes what he sees here. It's an aggressive at bat where she's trying to turn on one and put some solid contact on the ball. So base is loaded, nobody out. Kratzert is the batter. Ball bounces there, about a foot short of home plate. Nice job catching there. We've seen that all game by Mae Forshey.
Carly ready to take home.
Right, she's on third base alertly looking to scamper in here. Bases loaded, top of the fourth, a 2-2 game at Arcadia. There's the rise. It was tipped into the glove of the catcher for a strikeout. You see Sydney just turning around there. That is the bread and butter of Emily Ingles, who now has 5 strikeouts through 3 1/3 innings. Abby Dowdy, the leadoff batter.
Good cut.
Swings and misses. She's got such speed, you wonder if she might try to drop one down here. Although her slugging percentage is the highest on the team, so I would imagine she'd be swinging away. Bullet to shortstop. And a nice catch there by Haley Denning. So solid contact.
Good dive. She just dropped knowing she wasn't going to get there before the ball.
Right, but a second out and a good alert play by Denning to throw the ball quickly to Aria Ballas at third base. But Miranda Carley alertly sliding back in head first to get in there before the force. So here's Taylor Lambert. She reached on an error in the first inning. Takes a strike down the middle. She singled her last time up.
Tie game, 2 out, bases loaded. A lot of pressure for the batter.
As well as the pitcher.
Right.
That's a riser that's a little bit too high, so 1-1. Taylor did single last time, and then she was pulled off of first base and doubled off on a nice throw by the right fielder, Macy Bellamak. So 1-1 here on Taylor. Pitch is outside. Big situation here. 2-1, 2 out, bases loaded. Emily Ingles into her windup. There's the rise, and Taylor lays off of it coolly. So it's in her court here now, 3-1. She can look for a pitch that she wants and be a little selective.
She gets walked. That's a run scored for Cienega.
That was right down the middle. So the drop there by Emily Ingles, and now it's a full count.
Lots of tension out on the field.
Oh, on the outside corner. So a nice pitch by Ingles, and Lambert goes down looking, and you could tell the way that she reacted that she thought it was maybe outside. But a nice job pitching there by Ingles, who got herself into a jam and was able to get herself out of the jam. So
close.
After 3.5, it's still 2-2.
So close, yet it's so far.
Tough one. It's so hard.
That could have put him up by 5.
Yeah, that 2-2 pitch was one that was kind of right down the middle. It was in the lower portion of the plate, so it was a low strike, but it was definitely over the plate. So that would have been maybe a better one to take, but she took that one, and then she took the last pitch for a called 3rd strike. Difficult. You want to be selective, and you want to get on base, and you want to swing at strikes. So a nice job pitching there by Emily Ingles to get out of the jam with her .62 earned run average and her 260 strikeouts that she has on the season.
I feel like the rubber in my shoes are burning.
Yeah, you know, I had black dress shoes on earlier today, and then before I left my house, I asked my wife, and I was like, I'm changing. And I was going to change my pants. First I had shorts on. I just felt uncomfortable wearing shorts. That would have been the smart call. And then I changed into like dress slacks that I have on. But at least I put on like brown shoes. They're a little bit cooler. I don't know. You girls are smart. You're wearing your Vans, shorts, khakis. That's the smart call.
Still burning.
And I gave you sunscreen, right? Did you screen up?
Yes, right.
Okay. Well, I screened up, but all that's generating on me is perspiration. It turns from like 50 SPF to like instant perspiration.
Do they have showers at the school? So can we shower after the game?
I don't know. I kind of threw some water at myself at that Circle K that we were at like 20 minutes ago or an hour ago, whenever it was. And then, of course, I didn't have paper towels, so it was like I was just like sopping wet, tripping all over the floor. Anyway, Parra is out there, the sophomore, number 18, making her 2nd postseason start. She had a rough last inning, so it was nice to see her get a bit of a respite with her team, getting some runners on base and giving her some time to recharge the batteries here and maybe hydrate a little bit on this toasty day. Temperatures in the upper 90s here at Arcadia. Ball flared off, foul, 2-2 count. So Morgan Ash here in the bottom of the 4th. She's the cleanup hitter, batting .448 on the year with 42 runs batted in and 3 homers. So she's got home run power, swinging and missing at that low and outside pitch. So she chased it a little bit. And now comes Mae Forshey, the sophomore catcher. So good defensively. We've seen that here today. .363 average, 32 runs batted in. Number 14, she flew out to right field her first time up. Parra deals up and away. So we'll upload the video tomorrow. We couldn't stream video live here today. We didn't have the bandwidth to do it. So we're bringing you just the audio call, and tomorrow we'll upload the video onto YouTube. Foul ball. Tori Brown makes the catch. You heard one of the parents say, "Way to move, 7." Tori Brown wearing number 7, the first baseman, the junior. Of course, her older brother is RJ Brown. I can't have a broadcast without mentioning RJ. Hopefully listening.
Star wrestler.
Star wrestler, silver medalist at the state. Her dad is a great coach in wrestling and softball, and a great teacher at Cienega in the Law and Public Safety program, a CTE program. Alexis Harger is the batter. Number 11, the senior, .329 average, 2 doubles, 20 runs on the year. She takes a 2nd strike, called. And Parra now up 0-2 with 2 out. So this is what you want to see if you're Parra and if you're Eric Tatham and if you're that Cienega bench. You want to see her get a quick 1-2-3 inning. And she gets it. Swinging miss by Alexis Harger. And that's the 4th strikeout for Parra. So after 4, we are tied at 2.
Great. Way to close out that inning.
Right. So that was just I guess the curveball that she throws, or it was her rise ball up and away on the outside corner, and she got Harger to go down swinging. Harger now a victim of 2 strikeouts. So she struck out 2 of the 4 times. Who sings this song?
Luke Bryan.
Okay. I've heard it before. I mean, it must be huge if I've heard it.
Oh, I bet.
I'm not much of a country aficionado. I like the older stuff, like Hank Williams and Johnny Cash,
Garth Brooks.
Willie Nelson,
Willie Nelson.
Waylon Jennings. I don't know, like all that stuff.
I had a friend recently purchase Luke Bryan tickets close to $300. It's a crazy amount of money. For not even front row.
What were they thinking?
No idea.
Isn't that
No
the name?
idea.
Isn't that the name of that song? What's that song called?
The one was just playing?
Yeah.
Country Girl, Shake It For Me, right?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, country girl.
Sorry. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Country.
It's okay. I don't listen to country either.
I spilled water on my scorebook here. That's not good. Although, you know what? It'll dry in like 20 seconds. What am I worried about?
We should time it instead of work.
It's
world record.
It's 1,000 degrees up here.
I feel like we're in Hades. Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Fell
it's
off into the parking
that
lot.
is exactly where we would have parked Miller. It
EJ?
just
Right,
bounced there.
EJ's fault.
EJ, I don't want you to question me again the rest of this drive home. Well, actually, you can do what you want to do. I'm not going to try to stop you. You be yourself, EJ.
I like
We're-
how he's listening.
I'm glad you're here. EJ Walker running the TriCaster, one of our great seniors from Cienega High School. Base hit to left field, Kaitlyn Anderson.
In the gap between short and third.
And there's the leadoff runner for the Cats. I'll just mention the crew here very quickly. So Wednesday Lewis making her debut on Bobcat TV, the starting point guard from the girls basketball team. Kenzie Isom, a veteran of Bobcat TV. I'm Jason Miller. Dennis McMurray is running the camera. EJ Walker, the TriCaster. Autumn Weaver and AB Ariel Bailey reporting. And we'll hope to get some post-game interviews from both of those girls because we have them mic'd up. Things are just a little hectic here at the beginning, as they always are. Strike on the inside corner. Snap down throw to first base. And getting back in time was Kaitlyn Anderson sliding in. She said her nickname is Spock, so live long and prosper is what I will say to her and to her mother, who I guess put that name upon her. I'm a big fan of Leonard Nimoy. Fouled off the inside there is Bushey. She's 1 for 2. She struck out in the first inning, and she drew a single in the third inning. Big situation here with her looking down at an 0-2 count. There's the rise. Boy, you could see that one just lifting up like an airplane taking off of the runway. And Shae with the restraint to let that one sail a little bit high.
Kaitlyn Anderson wants to steal right now. She's halfway every time that ball leaves the pitcher's hands.
Well, there's a strike. So that ball in the outside corner, and Shae goes down looking. Seventh strikeout for Emily Ingles, the second looking. She got Abby Dowdy in the previous inning, window shopping. So here's Tori Brown. She struck out in her first 2 at-bats. And she swings through that riser, 0-1. Tries to square the bunt down, doesn't get it. There's a throw errant to first base. Kaitlyn thought about going to second, but wisely remained where she was. So a lot of activity there, and nothing really changes. Kaitlyn Anderson, if you're wondering, 9 for 11 on steals for the year. The big speedsters are Dowdy and Lambert, the 1 and 2 hitters in the lineup. So 1, 2, and 3 all have wheels. Pitch goes outside here, so 1 and 2 on Tori Brown.
Kaitlyn Anderson definitely using her softball IQ, thinking about it, being able to react in a split second.
Right.
Should I go to second? Should I stay at first?
Right. It's tough. You're out there all alone on an island. That pitch is low and away, so 2 and 2 here to Tori Brown. Eric Tatham so vocal at third base. Encouraging Tori Brown here. He knows this is a big at-bat. Every bat is in this game. Let's just face it.
Right.
Fouls it off
Staying alive.
behind home plate.
I think that's your designated catchphrase. You're making your plaque tomorrow.
Staying alive.
Staying alive.
We need to put that song on the TriCaster so every time she says it, we have a little bit playing.
Oh, and she hit Tori Brown. So that one got away from her. And Tori will take first base on the hit by pitch. That's the third hit batter that Ingles has hit here today. So Kaitlyn Anderson goes to second. There's a conference here at the mound. Runners on first and second with an out. Miranda Carley, the designated player, will be coming up here. She had a single in her last at bat. She was hit by a pitch in the second inning and scored the first run of the game. And a huge situation for Miranda Carley. 394 on the season on her birthday with runners at first and second. And it's a pop to second base. Handled very cleanly there by Regan Kerr. It's a nice quick out there for Emily.
Little conference going on between Eric Tatham and
Might be a
home
pinch.
plate
Might be
umpire.
a pinch hitter. I wouldn't be surprised to see Megan Vigil come out here to pinch hit, and there she is. So Megan Vigil coming out here, the junior, number 1. Ice water in the veins, batting .453 on the year. A homer, 4 doubles, and 13 runs batted in.
Explain for our viewers what pinch hitting means for those that do not know.
Well, we have a player that is coming off of the bench here to replace one of the batters in the lineup. So she is coming out here to replace Miranda Carley, or sorry, to replace Micaela Barber. So now we have a pinch hitter, Megan Vigil, in a huge situation. Takes a strike on the outside corner. 5th inning, a good time here to go with runners at first and second to go to a pinch hitter. There's the rise, and she was able to keep those hands back there and take that pitch. You saw the wrists flex just a little bit there by Megan Vigil. The junior backup catcher, pinch hitter in a huge situation. Fouls that one off, a good swing. It was a pitch on the inside part of the plate that she fouled off the handle.
She can come in clutch here. That'd be really great for the Cats.
Oh, there it is. And the catcher there kind of like throwing like a basketball shot there, holding the pose. That was a huge strikeout.
Seems as the Cats build momentum around 2 outs and then kind of lose their composure right before that 3rd out.
Right.
In between that time, it's kind of just really difficult for the Cats.
It's so hard because you have a great pitcher, and she's been in a couple of jams here today, but she's able with her velocity, with her perfect placement of pitches, her command of the strike zone, the movement on her pitches, to get out of jams by striking batters out. Like, that's the best weapon that a
Right.
pitcher has, is the strikeout. She has 8 here today and 2 in that inning.
3 batters hit, right?
Yeah, she has 3 hit batters. So 3 hit batters, 8 strikeouts, and she's dealing. We knew coming into the game here today that this game would be all about Emily Ingles
Right.
and her pitching ability. And the question that I had coming in was, could Parra come in and match her? And to this point, she has matched her. So Ingles on the year, 275 strikeouts. She has 8 now, so she has 283 strikeouts. And she has 152 and 2/3 innings pitched. So her ratio of strikeouts to walk is just ridiculous. She hasn't walked anybody here.
Right.
She's hit a couple of batters, but she is the goods, and she is putting them on display here at Arcadia High School as Ari Abalos, the 3rd baseman, steps in to open the bottom of the 5th inning. Fastball in the outside corner, called strike. That one's fouled off behind. Watch out. The ticket taker over there almost got hit about a foot to her left off the chain link fence. I want to thank Arcadia. They've been just magnificent, generous hosts up here. Kevin Mooney, the athletic director. Jessie, who is one of their security team.
Number 17 for the Cats. I'm assuming is a backup pitcher warming up
Yeah, I
to the
was
side.
just about to say that.
Yeah, so that's Dominguez. So that is, if I can find my notes.
Oh,
As the
wow.
ball's hit to pretty deep left field. Kaitlyn Anderson camping under that makes the catch.
Good backup by center field if needed.
They have great communication out there. They just know how to get it done, those three.
Sorry, Leah Dominguez, number 17. She is a freshman, and she's one of the pitchers on that staff. So she's warming up or getting loose there in the bullpen. As Macy Bellamak comes up. She drew a walker last time up, advanced on a wild pitch, and scored on a throwing error by Parra. It's funny how sometimes a walk can just come back and haunt you, right? So you want to avoid giving batters free passes. There's one up and away. So Bellamak now drawing a 2-0 count. Very patient.
Little taunting by the Arcadia dugout.
Well, that's part of it, right? The cheers and the songs and the chants, that's all part of the game.
Well,
And
if we say N1 in basketball, we get a technical.
that's true, that's true.
It definitely messes with pitchers, that's for sure.
That is true. There's a strike right down the middle. So Bellamak taking all the way. Bellamak, the right fielder. The senior, slight in stature. And sprightly running around the bases. So fast. Oh, and she got hit. So there she goes, another free pass for her. So a little wildness there from Parra.
I think Anicela was trying to say that the batter leaned into it.
Well, she may have, but that pitch got away on the inside.
Right.
Bellamak 4 for 4 on steals. And she's taken an aggressive lead off of first base. Pitch called for a strike there on the outside. Jessie Allen, the designated player coming up here. .339 batting average on the year with 15 runs batted in for the junior. Shows bunt and fouls it off. Kratzert corrals it.
Third and first base are doing a great job at anticipating this bunt.
Yeah, so these fielders have to be alert here, right? You've got one out, and you've got Bellamak at first, and an 0-2 count here to the batter. Ooh, outside, and that was a generous call. It looked a little outside to me.
I agree.
And I'm sure that was the curveball. But you can hear the crowd here.
I was just about to say, fans don't seem too happy.
I agree. It seemed outside to me. 5 strikeouts here for Parra. That is her second strikeout that she has garnered looking. Low pitch. That one gets away. It's a stolen base. Runner will advance to third.
Anicela had to block her face.
Well, there was a little confusion there. So Sydney was throwing down to second base. So a stolen base by Bellamak, her 5th of the year. We talked about her wheels. And then on the throw, Ani wasn't expecting it. So she threw her glove up in defense. It skipped off of her glove. Off to the second base side. There was nobody in that area. And very alertly, Bellamak running onto third base. So we have a runner at third here.
Well, their mindset is protect yourself first, think later.
I think she would have gotten nailed if her glove hadn't have been up there.
Right. And well, now we have 2 outs. And here we have Haley Denning coming up, batting .691 with blazing speed. So she could throw down a bunt. And look how close Shae Bushey is here at third base. She's taken about 5 steps toward home plate.
Well, I know AAA rule in middle school, softball at least, the pitcher has to wear a face guard.
Right. And Shae does not wear one. We know that. Talking to her after last game, Tori Brown wears protective headgear at first base. Haley Denning, the dangerous batter at the plate, fouls the second pitch off. So quickly, Parra ahead now 1-2. Key situation here, bottom of the 5th inning. The runner at third base, Macy Bellamak, with 2 outs, ready to sprint home at the first sign of anything. Outside.
Oh, that was a close call.
So close.
They were getting ready to run in. Thought it was third strike.
Really close. We couldn't see it. The plate is slightly obstructed by the catcher and the umpire, but we know that was close.
Especially because Sydney framed it.
Right, she framed it, and Parra wanted it. So 2-2 here on Denning. Flare up the middle.
Go.
That's a base hit.
Oh.
And she's out at second, but not before getting the run batted in, and Arcadia takes a 3-2 lead.
That one call made all the difference to change point value of this game.
3-2. Cienega's got to get some hits out here and get on base.
Huge. Think about it, right? So Macy Bellamak getting hit by a pitch. She stole second base, and then there was a strikeout, and somehow she advanced to third. Oh, it was the throw. It was the I guess I'll call it an E2. It was the throw from Sydney that went off of Parra's glove, and then Haley Denning there on the previous pitch. It was so close on the outside corner, called a ball. The next pitch, she flared it just past the shortstop, just over the shortstop into the shallowest of left center fields. Kenzie Carson trying to get it, and it just went past her glove. So a huge run batted in there for Haley Denning, and a huge take of the lead here from Arcadia. Denning with 12 runs batted in. That's her biggest one of the season.
And the chalk's a little bit very obstructed. I mean, it's a little tough for the umpire to call, but he's got, as you were saying, a lot of years.
13 years of experience. Jim Chavez, the home plate umpire. Jeff Gentry, the base umpire. And now Cienega here in the top of the 6th has to figure out a way to get some base runners on here and to try to scratch a run across the board. And we have a pinch hitter here, Ayana Puglia, and she shows bunt. She just wants to get on base. That's another strategic move here from Eric Tatham to go to Puglia, who is batting for Kenzie Carson. That pitch is low and away, so a 2-0 count. Puglia bats left-handed. 2-0 count. Takes that strike on the outside. Any contact on the ground to the left side, and Puglia has a chance of getting on with her lightning speed. 2-1. She flares on that outside pitch. Looked like the drop. And now it's 2-2. Emily Ingles has 8 strike counts here already. Outside pitch, it was spoiled by Puglia, who got her just a piece of the bat onto it, fouling it off. So you wonder if she goes to the rise ball here. That's her strikeout pitch. And Puglia hasn't seen it. It's her first at bat.
Right.
There is the drop ball on the outside, swing and a miss. So Puglia goes down on strikes. Sydney Kratzert comes up here. She reached on an error her first at bat. She struck out her second at bat. She's 0 for 2.
Shannon just needs to start picking up in the hitting department, being able to read pitcher.
So tough. And she's had a tough time here with the rise, which you saw Ingles throw here up and away. But Sydney's had a tough time laying off of that riser.
And she's definitely frustrated, seeing as she hasn't struck out, you said, and
Turns on that one, pulls it foul down the third base side. Off the fence, the outside of the baseball fence. Arcadia is up 3-2. They took the lead in the bottom of the fifth inning, the previous inning, and it was Haley Denning with the RBI single, scoring Macy Bellamak, who has been a thorn in Cienega's side all day. That one's fouled off behind home plate and behind the grandstand here. So 2 strikes on Kratzert.
I think Sydney's ready.
Catcher set up outside. The pitch was up and away. Mae Forshey, the catcher. We praised her defense here today. 2-2. Sydney Kratzert in the batter's box. She takes that one up and away. Now it's a full count.
Good eyes by Sydney.
And I think Emily Ingles here will go with the rise, or she'll go with something down the middle. She could drop it, or she could rise it.
And with Sydney
agree
being
with
a
that.
catcher, she also has that eye to see where
Right.
the ball is going.
Yep, she's seen it. Grounded to third base. Nice throw across the diamond by Ari Abalos, the third baseman, who makes the play. Sydney, not the fastest runner. So 2 quick outs here. Abby Dowdy coming up. So she struck out. She had a double, an RBI double, and then a strikeout looking her last at bat here. And this is a huge moment for her to try to get on base. Ingles throws the drop. It's outside in the dirt. Here's some chatter here from that Cienega Bobcats dugout, trying to
Fire up your teammate.
fire up, give her some support here. Swing and a miss, fastball down the middle. 1-1. Ingles in the windup. Ball is fouled off behind us.
That's 3 balls in the baseball field now.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I was thinking.
Decent contact there. That ball went a little bit of a way.
Baseball players are going to get confused tomorrow. Why are there softballs on our
Right.
fields?
Big contingent of students on the left field fence, hanging over the left field fence by the scoreboard, which is in kind of left center field. That pitch is outside.
Way to lay off on Abby's part.
That was definitely outside. 2-2. Forshey trying to frame that pitch, just like Sydney Kratzert frames her pitcher's pitches. 2-2. The lefty Abby Dowdy up at the plate. That one's low and away in the dirt. Now there's a full count. Huge moment here. So much pressure on the batter and the pitcher. Emily Ingles pitching, Abby Dowdy hitting for the Cats. Fouls that one off. It was a low and outside pitch. Looked like a strike. Good at bat here by Abby. That one went to the baseball field as well. It's a 4 out to the baseball field. Abby kicking the dirt here, getting set in her stance. Fouls that one off down the third base line. That one went down a ways. So the more she's seeing here, it looks like she's getting a little bit more comfortable. Fans encouraging Emily. You got it, Emily. Third baseman Aria Balos came in there to give her some encouragement as well. We have a new softball coming out here. Emily goes behind the pitching rubber, kicks some dirt up here. Abby Dowdy set in the plate. Full count, 2 outs, top of the 6th. This one's a right center field, and the center fielder gets it off of glove.
Woo!
So she couldn't handle it. The throw to second, and she's safe.
Okay, thank you.
Wow.
Good base running by Abby.
Center fielder should have had it, I think. And that was Kelly Flynn off of her glove.
Wow.
And Abby with the reckless base running, barely getting into second base. It was a close play, a good throw by the center fielder, and a nice tag there by Regan Kerr at second.
Tremendous speed.
Arcadia's coach, not sure about that call, talking to the umpire.
I'm going to call it E8. And Abby advancing to second base. And Taylor Lambert coming up, the junior center fielder.
When she ran, you could see that dirt kick up. She was booking
Off.
it.
Such a risk to take by Abby.
Yeah, take it to second.
For sure. And it was very close, a very close play at second base.
This isn't one of those games where you can really play it safe. You need to execute.
Need to take a little bit of a
I
risk.
agree,
She's in scoring position here. I wouldn't be surprised to see her try to steal third base. 2 outs. Flare to left.
Is it?
Just foul.
Ball. Abby is.
Abby was off and
Wow.
running, and she had crossed the plate here moments after the ball hit the grass. Foul of left in left field down the third base line.
She's gonna run out of her shoes.
How many steals does she have on the season?
Oh, she has like 30. Sorry, 22. 22 for 25 stealing.
On the top on the team.
Pitch up and in. Abby taking an aggressive lead. Regan Kerr checking her back there at second.
She's definitely the person Tatham wants on the bases right now.
For sure, and I think
Yep.
he wants Taylor at the bat. Taylor, Kaitlyn, or Shae are the batters that you want at the plate. Pitch outside and low. 2-1. Here, Eric Tatham, that's it. T, good eye, here we go.
Such a great coach.
Great encouragement.
Fantastic coach, great person, fantastic coach. 2-1 pitch. Flare to left center. Here comes Abby flying around third base. She's coming in to score. Taylor goes into
Tie
second
game.
base with an RBI double. It was a flare to left.
Great wheels by Abby.
Well, the Cats tie the game here at 3. Taylor comes out to take off her protective sleeve, get some high fives here from her teammates.
She wanted so bad.
And there's
Executed.
executed very nicely. So a couple of flares, and again, it started with Abby Dowdy with a ball I think was catchable in center field off the center fielder's glove. The reckless run into second base, and she was safe ever so slightly. We don't have the review available to us, but here comes Kaitlyn Anderson. So the sophomore, number 5, the left fielder coming in here. She's the cousin of Taylor Lambert, who just tied the game with her RBI double. Kaitlyn with the open stance.
Kaitlyn Anderson, an international player. She's played all over the world. Finally gave Cienega softball a chance.
Ground ball, second base.
As a sophomore.
As a sophomore, that's impressive. She's definitely got the experience under her belt.
So you wonder, like, she played so much club ball. You probably have more insight into this than I do. But Kaitlyn Anderson played so much club ball that it kind of got in the way, and like playing high school softball just wasn't available for her. I mean, she has the skills to be able to play high school, certainly.
Definitely, but I feel she also has a better opportunity getting a scholarship on the club level than
Right.
she does at the high school level.
So those tournaments are where
Those
all the scouts
tournaments,
can go to scout
They have like 50
scores of players.
scouts, and
Right.
rarely scouts come to
High school games.
high school games.
Not even state championship games.
yeah.
I suppose they can watch those on television or online.
But even during club, you still have to be loyal to your high school team.
Well, huge turn of events there in the top of the 6th inning. Breathing some life into Cienega, and now we have Arcadia with their 2-hitter, Regan Kerr, coming up.
Stella just needs to get out of this inning right here and get Cats back up so they can bat.
Second baseman, left-handed batter, 455 batting average. In the crouch. Takes a pitch on the outside. Parra wanted that one. We've seen that look here from her before, where she can't believe that she's not getting the call. And the previous inning, it really showed up when Haley Denning lashed that RBI single. There's a frozen rope, way foul down the third base line. Nice piece of contact there by Regan. She was hit by a pitch her first at bat. She struck out her last at bat. She's played a nice second base. In that low crouch. Takes a called strike on the outside. Arcadia has the Red Sox, the navy helmets, the navy numbers, the white uniforms, the red trim. 1 and 2. The ball is spun low and outside of the dirt.
Beautiful campus. We saw the gym as
yeah.
we were using the facilities.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Was it majestic?
It was majestic.
What a beautiful campus this is.
Their auxiliary could have been our main gym.
It's like it's like a college campus. It's lovely up here.
They had a big A in the middle of their
Is it a
middle of
pub
their
school?
grass.
I don't think so. Public school.
Public school.
Public school.
Scottsdale District is
Correct.
one of the elite.
We know that. So 3 and 2 here. Full count. Regan Kerr. Parra wipes the rubber with her left foot. Goes into her windup. Grounded to short. That was a close play, but nicely done by Kenzie Carson.
She's doing a great job of stepping up here.
For sure. Big pressure situation for the freshman. Able to handle that one.
Right.
Have a nice whip of a throw. Regan Kerr has good speed going down the line, so it was a close play. But nicely turned there by Kenzie Carson. So 1 out. And Kelly Flynn comes up. She's lined and flown out to center field both times. Kelly's the 3-hitter in this order. 505 average, 2 home runs, 32 runs batted in, 47 runs. One of these many sophomores on this talented Arcadia team.
And Cienega is definitely a younger team with only two seniors.
Right. Yep, Micaela Barber and Sydney Kratzert are their 2 seniors.
Definitely big leaders.
So very young team. Well, that was a bullet down the third base line, just foul by Kelly Flynn, but she turned on that pitch. It's great. You hear the parents always telling the kids to have some fun. And it would be great to have some fun, but there's so much pressure involved, right?
Right. It's almost
But
impossible.
it's a good thing to say though, like just relax and have some fun. Easier said than done.
Right.
2 and 1 here to Kelly Flynn.
They're like Atlas carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders right now.
Exactly. I think they had a statue of a sculpture of Atlas
In the
at the front of their camp. Is that what you were thinking about there?
No, not really. I just remember it from reading.
Of course, there's Ayn Rand's Atlas Shrugged. 3 and 1. Flare to right center field. That drops in for a base hit. So a 1-out hit by Kelly Flynn. It was beyond the reach of Micaela Barber and in front of Abby Dowdy and Taylor Lambert. So just perfectly dropped in there. That triangulation among those 3 defenders, the 2 outfielders and the second baseman. And Kelly Flynn at first base. And Morgan Ash, the first baseman now, up to bat, and she laces one foul down the third base line.
Missing
Nice.
the Arcadia coach by a hair.
Yeah, but a nice little piece of hitting there to go the other way.
I don't think he even blinked.
No, he's used to it. Kelly Flynn wheels on the bases, 20 for 20 stolen bases. Their leader is Haley Denning, the shortstop, with 30 for 31 stolen bases. So you have a stolen base threat here at first. See if she goes on this pitch. And she was
Changeup.
moving deep to center field. Taylor back to center field, off of her glove, and over the fence for a home run. Well, we're going to call it it's a double here. It should be a home run. It's off of her glove. She had it in the glove, and it bounced out.
She hit a home run off of a changeup, it looked like.
That
Wow.
outfielder's looking pretty upset on that one. They had it.
Well, she had it. She drifted back to center field. It was a shot to deep center, and it looked like she had it. It had Taylor Lambert turned around a little bit there in center. So she turned around. She reached up with her glove. It was in the glove, and she hit the wall, and it went over the fence.
If
so
it was
it's
in the glove, shouldn't it?
it's a home run. The ruling is a home run. So it's a 2-run shot here for Morgan Ash, and 2 runs batted in. And more importantly, Arcadia takes a 5-3 lead here in the bottom of the 6th.
Looks like the outfielders are very upset.
Well,
Conversing.
Taylor inconsolable there in center field in the crouch. And Kaitlyn and Abby both trying to boost her spirits up here. But that was one that was in her grasp, and it was a difficult catch. I mean, the level of difficulty on that was off the charts, but she had it in her glove, and I'm sure she's made that catch before. And you know she's going to be beating herself up about it, which is too bad because she's an outstanding center fielder.
Right.
Just the moment, the magnitude of that moment.
She hit the wall pretty hard. I wonder
She
if it hit
did.
her side.
She did, and it's a low fence. We were out there scouting it out before the game. The fence is about 4 feet tall,
And
so
she also crept over to pick it up afterwards,
Right.
wanting it back.
there's a bullet between third and short for a base hit. So Mae Forshey now with a single.
I mean, this playoffs or elimination game.
Right.
Very difficult. So a huge momentum swing here. And you can see the body language from the Bobcats in the field. They're,
Taylor's still crouched.
yep, they're crestfallen.
She wants to redeem herself.
There's a lot of looking down here. The body language, all negative. Arcadia here feeling it, and the crowd is feeding off of this momentum change, which was so sudden with a blast to center field by Morgan Ash, the left-handed power hitter, with a deep drive to center field.
Are we top of the 6 or bottom?
Bottom of the 6. Bottom of the 6.
So Cienega only has one more chance up of that.
They have 3 outs. They have 3 outs to go.
This is where they got to pick it back up.
Can't let anything happen else on the field.
Oh boy.
Oh!
So there was a pinch runner here at first base.
Sydney just wanted her out.
Who,
Just threw it over there without.
right, who strayed off the bases. There was a snap throw down to first. The player number 16 we don't have rostered on our Max Preps roster, so I don't know who is on first base as a courtesy runner. But she was looking to move, and the throw got away, and the runner, unaware, remained at first base. And now Alexis Harger flashes bunt, the left fielder. 2-0 count here against Alexis, or in her favor actually. Now a conference to the mound. Sydney Kratzert going out there initiating the conference at the mound with Anicela Parra and Shae Bushey. And you wonder what they're talking about here. Outfielders, Kaitlyn Anderson in a crouch, Taylor Lambert in a crouch.
They're definitely trying to tell Sella to relax a little bit, but not too much that they don't give anything up.
Again, easy to say, hard to do.
You
Right.
just gotta find that medium between relaxed and stressed out.
Flashing bunt was Harger, and you had Tori Brown and Shae Bushey both charging in defensively for Cienega. Wild pitch up and away. She would have drawn a walk anyway. So runners at first and second now. And I think we are going to have a pitching change here. So Eric Tatham is coming out to replace Anicela Parra, who did a great job pitching here today. Leah Dominguez, the freshman, is going to come into the game. And Leah has 10 appearances, 7 games started. She's 3-4 with a 3.98 earned run average.
She seems a little nervous.
Well, she's a freshman.
She's a freshman. This is a lot of pressure to put on a freshman.
I hope the Cats' momentum picks up for sure.
Well, they're going to have to do something miraculous in the bottom or the top of the 7th inning, right? I mean, all this momentum going against them. Dominguez's numbers on the year: 31 2/3 innings pitched, 49 hits, 21 strikeouts versus 10 walks. I'm going deep into my notes here. Leah Dominguez, the freshman, number 17, coming out here. She wears glasses, which I like. Looks like she has a rise ball that she throws in her arsenal.
The mood here has definitely got to change for the Cats. My softball coach used to always say 5-second pity party, which is...
That's a good rule.
Yeah, which is exactly what's got to happen.
And then move on, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look.
Stella also must be a little frustrated that she just got taken off the mound.
For sure, right? But you've got to figure out a way to limit here the damage with the rest of this inning as Aria Balos comes up here.
She also has to understand that the coaches are just doing what they think is in the best interest of the team.
Good pitch.
It's nothing personal.
Right, exactly. And Ani Parra has been just terrific here this year. So she'll be back next year for sure. Dominguez, the strike down the middle. First pitch was just inside.
Definitely loosening up.
She got the sleeveless look. I like that also.
Gonna say working on her tan.
I like that. And she's wearing a full baseball cap. A lot of the girls wearing visors for Cienega. All the outfielders in visors. Just the shortstop and the pitcher wearing the cap here, the full cap. That ball fouled off behind the visitors' dugout, the third base dugout, where Cienega is trying to conjure up some momentum here to end this inning and move into the top of the 7th. It's tricky business. Strike on the inside corner for a called third strike, and that was maybe a little bit inside. It did look inside, actually. Looked inside.
She had to scoot away, I'm sure.
So Ari Abalos, the victim of a strikeout looking. Well, here's Macy Bellamak, one of the seniors. A wild pitch behind her. And every time she comes to the plate, good things happen for Arcadia. She's reached base on a walk, advanced on a wild pitch, and scored a run, the first run. Her second at bat, she was hit by a pitch. She stole second base and scored on a single. So she has been the bee in the bonnet, or the proverbial thorn in the side of Cienega here today. And the senior, number 3, Macy Bellamak, has brought her A game here for Arcadia.
Sydney having a brief conversation with Cienega pitcher.
Well, 2 outs. Mace has wheels, so she's showing the flashing bunt here. A flare to left. And it's caught by Kaitlyn Anderson with a nice two-handed catch, but the damage done on a 2-run shot to center field by Morgan Ash, a 2-run bomb to give the Titans a 5-3 lead, and Cienega has their last hopes here in the top of the 7th in the shape of Shae Bushey, Tori Brown, and Miranda Carley.
And now we pray.
Yeah, I think that's appropriate, actually. Totally fine.
Emily has been strong all game.
Yeah, Emily Ingles has been terrific. 9 strikeouts here.
Got herself out of every mess.
She's gone 6 innings. They're playing X's and O's here, and any base runners that have been on base Ingles has pretty much neutralized with her strikeout capabilities. So 9 Ks here on the afternoon. She's gone 6 innings, giving up the 3 runs. And now here comes Shae, 1 for 3 with a single. Fouls that one off. So the aggressive pitch there, it's a pitch right down the middle.
Starts off swinging.
Yep, it was a strike. It wasn't up too high. You just wonder if the rise on a pitcher's rise ball wanes a little bit as they get fatigued. But Emily Ingles used to going deep into games, many complete games. A little change up or the curve goes outside. 1-1. Shae turned on that one, but pulled it foul, and it was approaching the outfield fence there, way down in the corner beyond our line of sight. But a nice way for her to turn and get that bat head out there with a nice clean rip. So now a 1-2 count, though. Ingles twirling the softball in her hand, going into her windup. That one's fouled straight behind us.
You know what you call that? Staying alive. That's what you call that.
That's exactly what you call that. The Bee Gees.
Staying Alive brought to you by Wednesday Blues.
Disco Fever and John Travolta. What do you call that one, Wednesday?
4 balls in the baseball field.
That one's off the clubhouse. It looks like that's off the dugout here on the boys' baseball field. So 1-2 count. Shae Bushey having a nice at bat here, staying alive, fouling off some pitches, looking for something that she can attack in the zone. Emily Ingles twirling the ball on the mound, goes into her wind. That one's in the dirt, so good eye there by Shae.
Good scoop by catcher.
Yeah, Mae Forshey, the catcher, has been fantastic here. Dynamite behind home plate all game long. Oh, and a big hit there. Shae just turns around and takes that one square off the number 9. So there's a leadoff runner at first base.
These girls get hit on a daily basis.
Always.
So they're used to it.
Probably.
Still hurts though, that's for sure.
Still hurts.
Well, it's the 4th hit by pitch. So Emily Ingles has not walked anybody, but she's drilled 4 batters. And the timing's fortuitous here for Cienega. We'll see Coach Tatham has something in the works. Tori Brown is up at the plate. We have a courtesy runner coming in here for Shae Bushey. And it's Savannah McLaughlin. Number 14 coming in here, the junior, as a pinch runner at first base. So a bit more speed than what Shae can bring to the base paths. Tori Brown in a huge situation here for the Bobcats. She's 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch. Green bat dangling all over her shoulder here as Emily Ingles goes into her windup. Fouls it off to the right side.
Great description, Miller. Great description.
Neon green bat. Tori has the pigtails working here with a double braid. I don't know what kind of a braid that is.
2 side Frenches.
2 side French braid. There
Wow,
you go.
impressive.
Kenzie, I'm very impressed. Rise ball too high.
I have a little sister.
McLaughlin was off the path there. Forshey was looking to throw down to first, but held on to it. So Savannah McLaughlin at first, the pinch runner. Maybe a little jittery, a little antsy there at first base. 1-1 count to Tori Brown. It's a pop to third. Reaching out for it, but unable to get it, is Aria Balos, who laid it out there nicely. A nice effort there by the third baseman. and you girls know because you played softball and baseball respectively, how hard is that dirt there in the infields? I know they were watering it down earlier today, but
I played on turf, so
oh really?
yeah.
I hate turf.
Do you?
I'm a natural.
It's fast,
I just
yeah.
love natural grass. I don't know why. Even my backyard, my wife's like, I want to put turf in. No,
Yeah.
natural grass. Tori Brown 1 and 2.
Right.
Are you gonna take care of that, Miller? Maybe that's why she wants to put in turf.
I do take care of it. I pull the weeds. You don't know how many countless, like, thousands of hours I spent pulling weeds in my backyard.
My dad just likes to burn them. Just burns them.
I have a rotary mower, so I provide all the power there.
Dirt still cuts my knees open in my softball pants, that's for sure.
I could see this happening here.
Gets the wind knocked out of you too.
2 and
Yes.
She just flat out laid on that.
2 and 2, and a swing and a miss, and a throw down to first, and a double play, a strike him out, throw him out here. McLaughlin
Wow.
wandering too far off the base paths, and she is caught.
2 outs.
Well, it's like Mae Forshey at catcher playing a little cat and mouse. McLaughlin earlier in that at bat was drifting off, and you could tell that she was looking over there, right? Like a cat playing with the mouse, and then finally she pounced. And what a great throw there. A snap down throw and a strike him out, throw him out double play. For sure. We can grab him. We can grab him off camera. We'll do interviews off camera here. No. We'll go down. We'll go down. Brenda Carley at bat here. 2 outs. Designated player. A single hit by pitch. And a pop out to second base in her 3 at bats.
I can hardly watch. One slip up from Cienega, and this is it.
Well, on her birthday here, Miranda is hoping to make a little bit of magic happen to keep these flickering hopes from Cienega's alive here with 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. Called strike on the outside corner, now 1 and 2.
This could be a sad bus ride.
Emily Ingles.
Especially being the visiting team, you go home.
Right.
You have a 2-hour bus ride to think about everything that happened in
Maricopa
this
was.
game. I feel it.
We still laughed. Got some Chick-fil-A.
That must have tasted awful.
Off of the handle, and a great catch by Aria Balos to end the game. Diving in foul territory to lunge that soft line drive.
That is
Tears
it.
come out of Cienega.
And of course they do. For the seniors, that's it. So for Micaela Barber and Sydney Kratzert, not the way that they wanted this one to end, certainly. Of course, they had their state championship rings from last year that they will have with them till the end. So it was a 2-run shot in the bottom of the 6th inning by Morgan Ash to dead center field, in and out of the glove of Taylor Lambert. And she shouldn't beat herself up about it, but I know she's going to.
It's inevitable.
But what a game here in Arcadia, as advertised, the 5
Are they
seed.
running? They're running.
You know what? You got to get that. You got to get that stuff out of you, right? So I'm sure it's part of their routine. I'm sure they do it after every practice. I'm sure they do it after every game, win or lose. You got to sprint it out, right? It gets all that. It just gets things moving for them. It gets that body chemistry like moving and shaking up there. Probably some tears there from Sydney, and probably some tears from Micaela, as their
Carly too.
as their high school careers have come to an end.
It sucks for these seniors, knowing that you go to playoffs and you lose, you go home. There's no second chance.
It's so hard. I mean, it's what I
just the way
hate
they
about
are.
sports. I love sports because it's just fantastic. It's great for
And-
development and socialization and for maturity and responsibility and the exhilaration of like the big moments of sports. There's nothing that can touch it. But
I really wish AAA would convert. In Texas, being a Texas native, it is double elimination, and JV also goes to tournament as a separate tournament. They can win state.
right.
Wow.
It's just tough, right? So it's the season is over here for the Bobcats. They had a great run, right? And let's face it, they faced adversity here that's been well publicized, and this is a team that has always brought it, and the focus on the field has never wavered, never waned. and they hit the road here, which we know is a tough road trip. I mean, we left at 10 a.m., right? And here we are at 6 o'clock. So 8 hours after we left campus at Cienega, this game has ended. For the players playing the game, they're riding on a bus. They're getting ready to play. They play the game. They do the hard work. And then they're going to have that long ride back to campus, which hopefully they can find some silver lining here in what they've accomplished as a team, particularly those seniors, but also with their resilience and being a very competitive team and one of the elite programs in the state of Arizona under Eric Tatham. They have just done a magnificent, fantastic job. And you know coming back here that this will be, they call their season motto is brick by brick, right? So in order to build your foundation up with bricks, you have to have some adversity, some setbacks.
And this being a young team, it's
Exactly.
it's going to work to their advantage next year. Having one of their backup pitcher being a freshman, she's just only going to get better and better by her senior year.
For sure. So you have sophomores and juniors who will be seniors and juniors next year. You have a sophomore, Anicela Parra, who is a hidden gem that they unearthed this year, who brought it out on the diamond at the pitcher's mound. And she pitched a great game here today. And I would say that she went toe-to-toe with a much more hyped up and a much more celebrated player in Emily Ingles. So Emily Ingles, if you want to grab, we could record them and upload them on YouTube rather than do it on the radio. So I'm going to sign off for a radio broadcast here. We'll shoot some interviews on camera and we'll upload them on YouTube tomorrow when we get back to campus. And then again, I just want to sign off here by saying congratulations to Arcadia on a great game played here today. Thank you to Kevin Mooney, the athletic director, for hosting us here today. And for Jerry, the security guard who escorted us here and gave us the accommodations. And then I also want to tip my cap to particularly those seniors, Sydney Kratzert and Micaela Barber, who are ending their high school careers, but they're ending them with championship rings from last year. The stellar Sterling run that they made last year as juniors, and now their season ending prematurely here, so suddenly and so painfully. But hats off to Cienega for battling out here today in difficult conditions, certainly. And to Arcadia, the number 5 seed, we wish them the best of luck moving forward in this state tournament in Division 2. So I'll sign off on the broadcast. Wednesday, you have any last thoughts here? Any last parting thoughts before we wrap this thing up?
Just good luck to Arcadia.
Good luck to Arcadia, right? Good sportsmanship. I'm going to try to recruit you to play softball next year also. I think you'd be a 2-sport star. You can play basketball at point guard as a leader of that team. And then you can also play softball here and contribute because I know you're athletic and I know you can contribute here. So I'm going to sign off for the entire crew. For Wednesday, Lewis. For Mackenzie Isom. For
Ernest Jerome Walker.
Thank you, E.J. Walker. For Ariel Bailey, for Autumn Weaver, for Dennis McMurray, I'm Jason Miller signing off for Bobcat TV. Boys volleyball playoffs Saturday. We'll be there live from Cienega to bring you their opening round of state playoffs. So the number 2 seed in the state under McLean Mott, the setter, Heather Mott, the coach. They have Isaiah Murphy as a hitter, Skylar Kavanaugh as a hitter, Walker Forgetti as a hitter, Frankie Trujillo, middle blocker. Great team there. Nathan Peterson, one of our Bobcat TV guys. So a great crew there. We'll be out there on Saturday bringing you volleyball. So for the entire crew, I want to say thank you very much for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed our broadcast and our coverage. We will upload the video tomorrow so you can see the visual along with our play-by-play call. We apologize for the technical difficulties at the beginning of the game, but hope that you stuck with it, and we hope you enjoyed our call. So the entire crew, thank you, and peace out.